Just want to make sure that everything is good right here. All right, so thank goodness always for some strange reason. Yes, man, I'm in DC. It's wet, it's raining, but I can't say that I work for you guys if I don't go out and give my reports live from DC, where it took us a little bit longer to get. I only kind of took one wrong turn, but when traffic stick, one wrong turn can give you a lot of extra minutes. So right behind me is where I'm going to go in for the media entrance. And I haven't checked in yet because I want to do this because I can't go live from inside the stadium. But as always, like to take you guys questions before the game to see what you may be thinking or want to know about. And hey, Thomas, since I know you online, can you hear me? Chocolate City. I guess you can't hear me. So actually, the rain is starting to let up a little bit, which I appreciate. Cam Newton, favorite quarterback. Yes, we hear you. One thing about DC, man, is all these extra security people around, which is making me turn my head a little bit more. But you know what? I'm working, so I'm gonna focus and ignore all that stuff. So the biggest thing about Sundays at this time is knowing who's gonna be active, who's gonna be inactive. So let me get my list for you guys. And man, my paper has gotten pretty wet already. But as you may or may not know, Marquise Haynes did not travel with the team to D.C., so he is unsurprisingly not active today. Like I said, I'm going to stop trying to look around, but all these black SUVs, and it's like every car is a police car. Glad TD is back. Yeah, I'm glad TD is back as well. Let me go through these inactives for today, then certainly want to take the next 8 minutes or so answering you guys' questions. I say guys, but I'm going to get better. You all's questions for today. Defensive end Marquise Haynes, he didn't travel, so he is not active today. Cornerback Corn Elder is inactive today. Wide receiver Demir Bird is also inactive. He's not a surprise today. Linebacker Andre Smith inactive. And again, keep your questions for 1 second. Yeah, I look nervous, man. All these people with who got a gun, who ain't got a gun, and everybody, it seems like they can arrest you and lock you up. So I'm going to try to focus. Let me finish through this list. Guard Brendan Mahone. I don't know if he already said that. He's inactive. Defensive end Brian Cox. And not surprisingly, and I say not surprisingly because somebody hit me up on the comments about how much we're going to see Cameron Artis-Payne. Cameron Artis-Payne is inactive today. I really don't think that we are going to see much Cameron Artis-Payne this season unless somebody gets hurt. I mean, even before Cameron Artis-Payne, you got C.J. Anderson, and then, kind of sort of behind there, you got Fozzie Whitaker. And the sucky thing for Cameron Artis-Payne is this is contract year, man. So he would like to get, I would think, some action so that he can get a contract, if it's not with the Panthers, with somebody else. So any comments that I missed, please just retype them. But DJ Moore needs more touches. He did get 4 touches last game. A lot of those came late in the game. I don't care when he gets them, as long as he gets them. So I think there's some hope for some more DJ Moore action today. Josh Norman will get a pick following drive. Dante Jackson will have a pick 6. Yes, so Greg Olsen not on the inactive list that I read. So Greg Olsen will be active today. As far as Josh Norman getting a pick today, like that bus coming behind me. I didn't flinch with the bus. But I don't see Josh Norman having a pick 6 today. I don't predict that. I think Josh will have a regular average game. Y'all got to stop talking. Look, if y'all knew where I was and everything that was going on around me, normally when news people do this, they have other people that they can kind of feel like is going to say something. I don't have that other person to be like, watch out. So, yeah, I'm going to flinch a little bit. But we had a few more questions, so don't be wishing bad on Cam. I ain't wish bad on Cam. Yeah, Olsen and Davis are completely back. The only thing, with Olsen is that it's wet. And, when it's wet and you're moving, it actually takes a little bit more strength from your joints to push off because it kind of sinks in. So that might limit Greg coming back as full as we would like, but everybody else is going to have to be dealing with the surface. So he might still be good old Greg. So I missed some of those questions. It looked like it was some good ones. Please send them again. I'm sorry that I'm asking you to retype it, and sorry this bus. This is like that show. I forget, move the bus so you guys can see that the stadium's behind me. But thanks for the live feed. You're welcome for the live feed. I can't do it inside, so that's why I'm outside doing this. Looks like the rain's stopping, so I can do that. I think they should sit Olsen for 2 more weeks. Nah, man, we can't sit Olsen. Olsen has said that all season, not all season, but since he started his rehab, that he hadn't felt any setbacks. He was you kind of get nervous if you go out and practice and then it gets extra sore, and he never had that problem. So Olsen is looking pretty good. I'm glad that he's back. Gonna adjust this a little bit because then a rain dropped just right on my face. That sucks, but nevertheless, don't rush Olsen. You guys are still Olsen's been out for quite a while. He's from the beginning. This injury didn't feel like it did last year. He didn't need the surgery like he did last year. And he's been feeling good. So I don't feel like there's a reason to hold him back, especially with these next games being on a grass field, which he also likes. I wish this bus would move so you guys could see this effort that I'm putting in having this live broadcast. Good morning, Panther fam. Sid Olsen till Eagles game. Just reading the comments. Glad Olsen is back. What's up, Mario? Appreciate all the comments that you have been leaving for me during the week. Do I think Thomas Davis will be? Sorry, I didn't get all of that. So if you could type that, Thomas Davis. You think Thomas Davis will be after the suspension? How effective? Tom? I think Thomas is going to be very effective. One thing about him, he's not coming back from an injury. So the only thing that he has to hold him back is his fatigue. And, he's been training and being in shape. He won't be in absolute game shape, but I think you're going to be able to see a pretty solid game from Thomas Davis. And again, sorry, I'm asking you guys to retype the questions. Normally I have my co-host helping me to see the questions that are coming by and remember them to throw them at me. But I'm solo today up in D.C. Kiara Luck did not travel, so if you can, retype that question. The reporter must have a bench warrant for a speeding ticket. No bench warrants, no speeding tickets. What do you think the offense will play today? I feel pretty good about our offense, even though we haven't seen them, and it's not bad because they're still 3-1. Obata will have a strip fumble. I think the offense will do pretty. We have a lot of weapons, man. We have, if it gets too wet and soggy, we got Christian McCaffrey that is a spectacular runner, and if it's not too wet, we got a pretty dynamic group of wide receivers, especially with Curtis Samuel being back. So if it's offensively today, I feel like we can play good if it's too wet or if it clears up. I'm sorry I'm putting you to sleep, Keith, but I appreciate you tuning in. And I missed some questions, so send them back. Type those questions again. I'm going to give you all about 2 or 3 more minutes. Snap count for Olsen. Snap count for Olsen. I give him about 25. Am I nervous for Josh Norman? Not at all. Josh doesn't lack any confidence to be nervous about this stage. I mean, he's been away for 3 years now. This is not the first year that we've played in D.C. against Josh. It's actually the second time in 3 years. So I think Josh should be him now. How great he'll be, I think his skills have diminished a little bit. I don't think we'll see a superstar Josh, but I think we'll see an effective Josh. Eric Reed. That's some guy that we have not talked much about, so I'm glad that you wrote that. Eric Reed, last week was his first week back, and he admittedly didn't have his football legs up under him. So I think Eric Reed could be a surprise guy that has a standout game because he's now able to get that much more in shape. He has 1 more week of familiarity with the defense under him. So I think that might be your surprise big guy on defense. And James Bradbury, of course, is going to play solid. Got to win this game. I agree. Not lacking in confidence, but lacking in play. Do you feel we should start DJ Moore? I can't say we should start DJ Moore yet, but I think he should certainly start to take some snaps away from Torrey Smith. Recently said that Torrey Smith is really doing what they brought him in to do, which I guess is be of a leadership, which that is his role as being a leadership and guiding these younger guys. You don't have to have him taking snaps from the other guys. You just need to have him on the sidelines and in practice, teaching these guys how to study film, how to play, how to respond to the adversity of the game. So taking snaps away from Torrey Smith, I don't feel is a bad thing to do this time if indeed DJ Moore can start to get some more snaps and continue to have those yards after the catch that we definitely got excited seeing last week. I'm really upset that this bus is behind me all this time. Bet you DJ Moore was stiff from Josh Norman. Now that I think is quite possible. And I think this bus is finally about to move so you guys can see that I'm back at the stadium. And the bus is moving, but I think DJ Moore could stiff arm anybody. Yay! FedEx Field is behind me. I think DJ Moore could stiff arm anybody. So that is something that could be and would be exciting to see once he gets 3 more games. I think Eric Reed actually will have an impact this week. Again, he missed 1 game. I don't think at safety he's going to need so many games to get in shape. I think he only needs a couple of games to start to get back in really good shape. So maybe by the 3rd game he'll be 100% in shape, but I would think maybe last week he was 60, 65%. I think this week he's more about, 90%. So therefore, Eric Reed should be it's a good chance that he have a good impact this week. Somebody said something about Josh Norman. Josh Norman is still a solid player, so that's what I'm saying. Josh Norman isn't terrible. He's not just like a scrub. I think he's just a solid NFL cornerback now at this point. And will he have some motivation? Yeah. Will he have extra motivation? I don't think he's going to have extra. It's been 3 years, right, that he's played against this team. I know he's going to like going up against Cam, and that's always going to be fun. But I don't think that Josh is just fresh off the anger and all the motivation that he would have had when Gettleman first let him go 3 years ago. It's my 2 cents. We'll see what happens. If I'm wrong, I admit to being wrong. We're going to wrap up here because now that the rain stopped, I think I'm going to try to go in, make it to the field, and get some photographs for you guys to see. So if you're following me on Twitter, look out for those, as well as on Instagram. And if you're not following me, just everything for my social media is Charlotte Vibe. So just be sure to check that out. But he hasn't been playing with the monster. No, he's not. And if you have been following me, even if you haven't, I like Josh Norman. Josh Norman was the guy that I interviewed the most of any Panther player since I've been doing this. He sat down with me many, many times during that Super Bowl year. Love the guy. But as a reporter, I would acknowledge that he's not at that level that he was those years ago. Is his tenacity the same? Yes. Is his hunger the same? Yes. Be safe out there. I will. I will enjoy the game. Thank you. Funches 2 touchdowns. I would like to see some funk from Funches. I think Peppers is going to get – Peppers is due to get going, right? He had that injury, kind of they're taking his time getting him back. But it would be good. I mean, the one thing about our defense is – thank you, Braylon. One thing about our defense is our team's been playing good. We've been getting the W's. But our front – line hasn't dominated the way that we think. Don Tari Poe, Mario Addison, Efe Abada, and then you got Peppers. Those guys on the ends, they've kind of had some flourishes at different times. But, if all those guys up front get clicking and get going like they can, today could be a terrible, terrible game for Washington if all of those guys get going. So I'm going to take one more question. And then I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to take one more because I feel like I missed a few. Peterson gets 2 touchdowns. Where my baby Bubba. Not sure exactly what you mean by that, but shout out to Pat Coltrane. So, Adrian Peterson gets 43 yards. All right, so I am signing off. Chris Jenkins live from FedEx Field. Appreciate everybody watching. And once again, social medias, everything is Charlotte Vibe. So be sure to check Twitter and Instagram and enjoy your Sunday.